Hello again.
What up?
This is now Rifkin.
I'm a cat. Meow.
You're just a blank thing now.
And I just assumed you put the cat cam on.
Well, it's up there, but the cats haven't been in there. One, because they've been trying to get fed, and then two, because my dad thought they were annoying me and locked them down in the basement.
Damn, that's cold.
I was like, no. They're the source of all our entertainment. Where would we be without them? Oh, hello.
Hello. Oh man, I get to see this jittery camera bug.
Yeah, you do.
Can't wait for
Nugget's
this.
so cute. All right, got some things to talk about. First, we're gonna do the intros. In the bottom left, there's a cat in my way. It's the yellow Protoss, Neeb. Oh shit.
Oh my god, this is horrible. Even just like the little spin. His opponent spawning opposite the bottom right. It's gonna be Ence's Serral. But yeah, some bad, unfortunate stuff happened while I was getting online.
So, it was really cute, but Bjol, unfortunately, has to forfeit. It's late in Korea. He was already feeling sick. His condition wasn't too good, and he apologized and let us know first because we support him. But I think he's telling Take now that he's gonna have to forfeit the next match. So, whoever loses this, being the winner's match, whoever loses this is just going to be going into the decider match immediately.
Oh my god, that moment when you realize good guy Bjol isn't forfeiting because he feels bad. He's trying to help us out.
Yeah. Oh my, like the first group of the day, it felt like it was going to be going pretty quickly because there was ZvZs, it was Bly, and, you know, Gumio 3-0'd mana. Like, it was all helpful, and it still lasted almost 5.5 hours.
Yeah, I'm just going to comment on this, guys, because we've discussed this with the Naruto and folks who organize TaKeTV. I think it's insane that they wanted to push 3 13-hour days. This really should have been a tournament that was broken down into like 6-hour days type thing. I'm not impressed with the way it was handled. I don't love that our player had to forfeit, and I absolutely understand and feel compassion for him needing to do so. It's, for those who don't know context, it's about like 3 a.m. at least, something like that in Korea right now.
Yeah.
And this was just not made to accommodate people. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And then this wasn't necessarily Take's fault, but I think it was like a bit of a gaffe of how they named the groups. But Gumiho was a little bit late because he thought he was last. I don't know if he got the time conversion wrong or it was because his group was named Group D.
Yeah, they did the groups in a weird order, but the funny thing was that was ironically to compensate for the fact that they were trying to get the Koreans to play first.
Yeah.
Other slight mishaps ended up having Kelzer forfeit earlier too, as well as True. It's just unfortunate. But I would be a lot more forgiving if this was like a thing. Oh, nobody realized, but we told them all, like, we told them all before the tournament even went live, like, this is a bad idea, you should do this differently. Yeah. And they were insistent on saying, no, this would be better. So I mean, I wish them the best. I hope fundraising's going well. You and I had our doubts about the format of this from the get-go, and it's unfortunate that now that we have this extra dynamic of a player, he gets kind of dragged into it, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. I was gonna say that they did it last time too in October, and it was also like, oh, did they really be doing this? And I will give them credit that besides the Korean players who just, you know, time is always going to be an issue, they let the players know about it a little bit better. I remember last year all the players were like messaging even me, being like, what's happening? Like, why am I not playing now? So that stuff's been organized much better, but it's still like, this tournament is really worth it? I don't know. It's a long day.
We do have, this is my first best of 5 of the day. What's up? I don't know why you're feeling so bad. Neeb, I don't know. I want to say clear favorite here, but some of the stuff we've seen out of him, like, consistently has been, he's got these weaknesses. Like, he'll typically skip mothership cores in a lot of these games, right? Like, leave himself vulnerable and open, and he's done so again this game. Like, I feel Neeb opens with a Stargate, he gets like 7 adepts and a follow-up with an attack, and if for some reason he takes damage, the next game the mothership core will come out really quick. Otherwise he wins and just does the same move again and again and again.
Yeah. Well, it's not just because he's greedy, he's also just damn good at defending even without that mothership core, but it can definitely bite him in the butt. Serral at one point in time, I would say, was even really pretty, you know, dependent on Ling drops and Ling aggression. is really his jam, but backs off a little bit from it nowadays, and is just a very well-rounded player. Obviously got to the winner's bracket by defeating Bjol in some pretty epic ZvZs, but it was a very close 3-2. Very close to getting that Oracle. Now his units are a little out of position, though, for the Adepts. He didn't go for this third base. So there's not a lot of creeps right over here. Just trying to connect it to this third base instead. And he doesn't really have a lot of units. The Lings are like a tiniest little bit late, but they are on the way. And Neeb has been conservative with his Adepts anyways. So even if there was like a really golden opportunity, I'm not sure Neeb would have gone for it. So,
by the way, I don't actually know. So this is, I'm sorry, you mentioned before, this is the winner's match?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was also going to mention that in like 40 minutes, they're going to start playing Group A and B simultaneously, from what I understand.
That'd be great. Yesterday, you know what they did actually after you left? We had everything wrapped up good to go, and they decided to play all the decider matches of the groups, one after another.
Yeah,
so
they were...
one last best of 3 became 4 last best of 3s, and Wardy and I ended up combining our insanity together to cast just to carry each other through it, because we're like, we're not going to get through this. There's no way.
I heard about some of the things, but that's also what they're talking about doing today. So
yeah, I mean, I mentioned this in chat, but for those that don't know, like, again, this is not a terrible event. It's not like, oh my god, what a mistake of the century, but there's things like the winners and the losers matches could have been played simultaneously, or the preliminaries of the group. Like, you could have saved hours of time for this.
Yeah. Oh, it's totally true. I mean, there's definitely ways to do it, and still have enough casters to, you know, theoretically cast all the games.
They even reached out to folks that I wasn't too sad. Like, getting the Russians on board is always questionable because they're not exactly the most upstanding crowd when it comes to casters, at least. Shout out to the Russian fans tuning in. What's up? But yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting. I'm not gonna complain too much. So I want to enjoy this game because, of course, it's always fun watching Neeb play that mid game right up until he decides to go Stargates and then start playing really, really gross late game air.
Yeah, that was all of him versus Snoot, by the way. So
yeah, I'm not surprised.
You're in for
actually,
a
you know,
wild ride.
Funny enough, I was going through our clips yesterday, looking for ones people made during the cast, etc. And I guess it's been almost a year. It's 11 months since that epic Neeb versus Snoot game.
You know, I'm already really close to throwing up out of hunger. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah, Neeb's a good player, but man, he can play gross sometimes. There's no doubt about it. Now, this game he's actually going to be coming up against Hydras and Lings, and it's kind of an interesting composition, I suppose. But you know, Neeb's the only player perhaps right now who hasn't been phased by the whole Adept change. Got to see a lot of Zealot use yesterday, which was cool, but Neeb, being who he is, likes his Adepts.
Oh, yeah. To be honest, he's made more in this game than he really did in the 4 games against Snoot. He's a, you know, Stargate opener, you know, the usual what he does, but then he stopped really after the 9 Adepts. Just a few more added on here. But in the charge out Archon with Storm on the way, a couple of Immortals too. Falling a little bit behind those upgrades, his +2 melee's on the way for Serral, as he is going for Ling, Baneling, Hydra. This doesn't take care of these pesky Adepts.
It's a little bit tough too. Not enough creeps to really just roll up into them.
Yeah.
Oh, Zombie, I need to share a story with you. For those who don't know, while I was waiting to tap in on stream, I was playing some ladder, right? Oh god, don't tell anyone if you plays this game. But I haven't played Bio against Zerg in like years, and I chose to for whatever weird reason. Man, do I hate creep! I disliked it before, but you don't notice that speed boost when you're playing mech because you always have them coming to you, not the other way around. Chasing units on creep is so stupid.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of mad, dude. All kinds of mad. You know how that passion I had for the Viper?
Yeah.
I now have that for creep tumors.
That seems like 6 years too late.
I know. It's because I play the wrong kind of StarCraft. Battle cruisers don't care about creep, dog. Yamato cannon's got infinite range.
Oh.
Lock on, you're good to go. Doesn't matter how fast they run away.
That's a good point. Maybe I should play mech too. Battle cruisers.
I don't know. Do you want to kill yourself? Because
kind of right now. Kind of.
There you go. It takes a certain fortitude to play that style. Bailey's gonna roll in though. Hydra is well with this, but I think with a couple of good storms. Ooh, worse than a Min Archon. Still a couple of storms left over though.
Yeah. There's been a couple of engagements against Sneed as well, where the Baneling's just barely reaching the High Templars, where the Storms can take him out. So it's a little bit worrying. Once again, kind of happening here. Almost gets sentries. They get to sentries. Gets High Templars. Not much left over. The probes have to be split, but there's only a couple of Immortals.
Yo, the economy here is, yeah, not the problem. It's the fact that there's just no army to work with, and I think Serral's about to just overwhelm. Although charge lots might save the day. The Banelings have been taken away. None left over means these charge lots can clean up the Hydras.
Yeah. I guess they were trying to attack this base and realized it would be better back at home. Now, Neeb is on 4 bases, so even after losing 16 probes, already back up to 64 is perfectly fine. It was just that he lost some of those units that actually do require a bit of time, so he does warp in more High Templars to start getting that energy. And he managed to even save 2 of the Immortals because of those charges coming in, so Serral needs to restart, get more Banelings. He's also getting another upgrade here, so it's 2-2, but now +1 on the way for his missile attack. And he's going to go once again, going to try and catch Neeb without Storms. He's going to be pretty close. 7 seconds here. He's got no sentries, though. Only a single one.
Even if it's just the Archons to soak the Banelings, the idea here is like charge lots will actually do well against these Hydras despite their upgrades, because Hydras are not well upgraded. The +2 Zealots, though, the charge damage alone will tear through the Hydras.
Yeah. He managed to buy enough time for all of his Templars to have 1 storm apiece, and he is trying his best to get that heart of the Hydra army. Not a lot of charge lots left over, but not a lot of Banelings left over either. Serral, trying to make more.
Even if this just continues to trade evenly, the thing is, Neeb still has weapon upgrades on the way. There's more tech coming out of him. Serral's kind of like forced himself into a weird all-in, and I say this tentatively, right? Because he's not really going for more upgrades. He's not advancing towards hive tech. He's sitting here and just massing Lings, Banelings, and Hydras and hoping at some point brute force will carry him through this game.
It might. It might still. Another Warp Prism, another charge warp in that is not on the front lines here. It went down without too much of a break in Serral's pace. The Banelings had to roll over the entire army. There's actually not too much to hit. All the High Templars moving to Archons. All the sentries are already gone, except this one.
You lose the probes, though. Those Lings managed to wrap around that one cannon that was here to defend. Charge lots might have wished to save the day, but the Banelings come in from behind, and Serral takes the game.
He also had Banelings in that 4th base, so that's why so many probes went down. That's game number 1 in Serral's favor.
That was nice. That was a bit of a surprise, too.
Yeah. Well, Serral is, I mean, people have been noting in chat that he's on the top of the European ladder, and, talked to him at DreamHack Austin, and he's been playing full
so was
time. Oh, well, who was it? I think it's most recently Serral, so.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, they're both there. They're both, like, this is that great match because they are both top of the ladder.
Serral's even the toppest times infinity, so he should be winning.
Okay. Well, by that logic, I'm rubber and you're glue.
But anyways, I say he's only been playing full time for like a month or something extremely short, but he says it's worked wonders for him. I'm hungry and tired and thirsty, and I just want to crawl.
It's okay. This is your last best of 5, right?
Yeah.
Just deep breaths.
Yeah. And we got a lot of bits. Haven't mentioned it in a while because Ice Wolfie kind of came in and was just like, this is mine, with 10,000 bits. No, what did I do? Shit. But we're giving away a portrait code to the bit boss at the end of my stream.
Yeah, so this is actually a double whammy, I guess, because once I restart my stream, the bit boss is also going to reset. I don't know why it does that. It just does. So what's going to end up happening is if you guys can't topple Ice Wolfie here and now, feels bad, man. Don't worry. You might have a chance here on the Rifkin takeover.
Exactly.
Yesterday was actually hilarious. We ended up giving one away to Wardy as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but just to finish this off. And when people realized they couldn't win the one here, they quickly scurried over to his channel to try and win his over there.
Well, hey, that's pretty good. Yeah, I was going to say we're in the game, so I'll get the intros done. The bottom right is the yellow Protoss. It is Neeb.
And his opponent top left, up 1-0, it is the red European god, Serral.
Those are the wrong buttons. There we go.
So I can actually I just realized last night it rained, right?
Okay.
Because I live wherever it rains, and I left poor Saki out on the deck after I threw him out into the heavens, and now he's a wet, soaking sock that I just want to never touch again. I'm kind of. Do I just like kind of nudge it over the edge, let it fall
your
down into the
puppet
courtyard?
pal. When you said
Yeah.
sake, I imagined first like a pet, and I was like, he doesn't have any pets. And then second, I was like, a bottle of sake?
No, someone named him Sake after a German player, of course.
Ah.
Worked out perfectly.
I understand now. Throw him in the trash.
That's the thing. I don't want to pick it up and throw it in the trash. So I'm kind of just like, do I nudge it over the edge and hope somebody down below takes care of it? I mean, the eyeballs are literally $1 and a dime. So it's like, hey, you've basically found
It's
$1.
It's a loony? It's a toonie
It's a loony.
It's a loony,
but not a
okay,
toonie.
you can
Not a
nudge that
toonie, but a
over the
loony.
edge. It's gonna hurt someone.
I'm only on like the 5th floor, dude. It's not that high up.
It's still gonna hurt. It's not gonna
All right,
kill
well,
them.
maybe we'll just leave it out there forever. Maybe a year from now when I'm moving out, that poor sock will be on that deck, carcass and all.
That's sad.
It was. I played bagpipes, dude. It was an emotional goodbye.
Oh, you played bagpipes? I didn't know you played the bagpipes.
Yes, Miriam, I played the bagpipes. I also wear kilts, because I'm a true Scotsman!
Oh my god, I saw so many guys wearing kilts at DreamHack Austin. That's where I saw it. Yeah. Outside of the convention.
Like, that Scottish stripper bar you went to for your birthday?
I was like, where have I been in the last week? Yesterday I went to Korean barbecue, but that's not where I saw it. You know, the Irish Koreans. They're very proud of their Irish heritage.
So actually, I'm wondering, did you end up having a better birthday because you were exhausted and thus super loopy by the time you got to see your friends in real life?
Oh, I wasn't that loopy. I took the best nap. I took the type of nap where, like, your tongue's hanging out of your mouth.
Oh, dude. When you get that nap and you found yourself drooling a little bit, you're like, oh, I'm disgusting, but I was so comfortable. Oh, my God.
And then you really regret it when your throat's really dry.
Yeah. All right, well, Serral takes a quick third base, but I do want to point out, Neeb hasn't really, there's no fear of God struck into his heart. He lost that game in the late game, so there's no pushing out a quicker mothership core. It's all about getting that Oracle out as fast as he can, pair it up with some adepts, and I guess last game, maybe just unsatisfied with the damage he went. Try and get it again here in game 2.
Well, Overlord of Speed's gonna get a full scout in the base. There's kind of a sneaky gateway put over here. I'm not sure why. I think he was going to do something, but then saw that Overlord's Speed was in play, so decided to just leave it as is, because there's really no other reason to hide a single gateway. It's a total of 3 here. That's not tricky. Oh well. Look more into that later. Third base is being set up to take. Phoenix on the way to kill some of these Overlords. And Serral just droning.
What if there were 2 kinds of workers?
What? The ones that rise against, and the ones that are slaves to money?
Yeah, rise against the bourgeoisie of the ecclesiastical rich oligarchy.
That's what I think of.
The working class has been held back too long, Zombie Grub, and I'm glad that you have finally seen the light.
It really has. I'm a champion of the working class. Sitting at home in my pajamas.
Oracle's like, hey, look over here while the adepts set up on the natural. Looks like they're transferring in right now.
Oh.
But the lings are on top of this already, so this won't go too well.
You sound like you're setting up for a joke, but you really were just commentating the game.
So, 5 adepts walk up a ramp, right?
Oh, I thought you had
Bartender
something to talk
says,
about.
Bartender says, nothing, because he's dead. They're fucking adepts.
Good one. Oh man.
Got him.
You missed earlier. So I never really thought about this, but some players use the camera tilt to like see if it's a wall or try and kill the SCV that's building the command center. You know, it helps a little bit. So they'll literally tilt the camera. So you know what happened today?
I'm gonna guess that an elephant crashed through your bedroom, and this was actually a big
We're not
distraction.
supposed to talk about the elephant in the room. Holy shit! Snipe hunts! Destroys Ice Wolfie.
Snipe! Fucking hot man! Oh man!
Dear Lord.
Literal god.
100 more. For the
Oh,
final
finished.
blow.
I like he comboed it too with a
The
wink.
Winky. Gotcha. Oh,
Winky
man.
face.
Holy shit, thank you so much. But no, an elephant did not barge in my room. Snoots was trying to early pull Neeb, and as he gets on top of the gateways, he tilts his camera and it gets stuck. So we have to recover game, and it's still stuck. So then we recover game before it got stuck, and then it ended up being a 30-minute game, so like, fuck that. But it was so funny is that I think everyone's mind immediately, because he was like, the first time we recovered game, he was like, it's okay, I'll just play it tilted. And I was like, who plays it tilted? So I think everyone's mind went to the fuck it, we'll do it live. They're just stupid, like, we'll do it sideways.
Bill O'Reilly will do it sideways. All right, well, this is a really big attack out of Neeb, man. That's a lot of adepts. But this worries me because this isn't like the last game where he was preparing for storms and more advanced tech. This is like I want to win the game here and now move. And I don't know. There's going to be a lot of banelings waiting to greet him. This is going to be really difficult to pull off. But if he does, adepts can snowball very quickly. Oh, big baneling hits on the other side of the map, though. Lings to finish him off, too. 13 probes dead. Now Neeb has to commit. Goes into the natural base. He's greeted with banelings to the face. Oh, no.
Yeah, those are cleaned up pretty easily. The fourth base looks like it will be killed, but it's taken an awful lot of time to do so. More banelings on the way. A couple of Hydras on the way, too. Decides not to shade in there. I mean, he lost 13 probes, but Neeb is rebuilding them, and he was only cut down to like 47, so that's not too bad. But, of course, the biggest problem is that he didn't take this gas, because this wasn't kind of fake anyways, and he doesn't have a second robo, so transitioning out of this, if it fails, it's going to be difficult to do.
He's trying to split. I think what we're really witnessing here, I mean, these are 6 splits out of Neeb, right? But give these adepts 10 more health, and I think this is an imba game for the Protoss. What we're seeing here, Serral's cleaning this up. He's just not dying. These adepts, they're in like hold positions, so they're not even fighting back. Everything here outranges the adepts. Queens and Hydras alike.
Dep's not getting to that third base. Maybe they can do some damage. Dep's back in the main as well, and the numbers are starting to get decent for the commitments. Remember, the banelings have been used against this, so really it's not as good of a cleanup as it looks in the numbers. 20 drones in total have gone down. War Prism's still alive to add on to that. And Neeb is back up to almost 60 probes. He's getting his upgrades.
But his army and his everything is just so flimsy.
It is just adepts. Like, he needs to continue buying time with this War Prism for sure. But if he had not killed those extra 15 drones, it would have been disastrous. It would have just been like, okay, tap out.
What I find really interesting about this, though, is like if you are going to play like a techless build, right, where you're not looking for storms, you're not looking to go for Stargates, I'm surprised he didn't do this with Immortals. Like, matching the Immortals are one of the biggest things that I think we've seen people commonly complain about is they got too much health, the barrier's too good at soaking damage. Like, match up 3 or 4 of those to soak the banelings and leave the adepts behind them, you know? Like, that's a playstyle, too, that we've seen Neeb pull off many times. I'm just surprised to see the insistence on... It's like he's trying to win a bet. He's like, look, I can beat any Zerg... Even the best Zerg players with only adepts. Someone's like, $5 says you can't. He's like, okay. Well, you know what? I just went DreamHack. I got a fuck ton of money. I'm doing this for pride more than money.
Sure, that's probably what happened. There's also 2 different types of attacks, but... I like the bet version better.
Proletariat.
Damn!
And
holy shit!
I haven't heard that sound in a long time. The victory music, because Ice Wolfie just killed somebody. He murdered them.
Yeah, seriously, guys. And then Nelunissa comes in with exactly enough bits to kill Ice Wolfie.
I feel like there had to be some combo wombo teamwork there.
So good. Poor Ice Wolfie, though. Fourth base doesn't go down. A lot of adepts trying to get on top of Hydras. There's not a ton of banelings here, so that might have been... actually, there's not enough adepts, never mind. But that looked scary for a second. A lot of sentries. Mostly burn their force fields, though.
I was gonna say, this concave doesn't actually end up favoring Neeb, though, because Hydras outranged them. So a lot of the adepts weren't able to reach the Hydras that were actually shooting them from the high ground. Yeah, the funny thing with this, too, is with the Lurker didn't finish, if Serral was really sweating this, Lurkers end up being great because, of course, they're armored and they don't take that bonus damage from light.
Fourth base is Soto, second Robo. Really? Alright then. Maybe he really was trying to win that bet. Well, now he's including centuries, so I think he loses it. Ugh. God, that's a lot of adepts.
This is so hard to watch your camera, by the way, like, to be honest.
Yeah, it sucks.
I don't know what got changed, but okay, Lurker's coming from the backside. I love this. They're underneath the Warp Prism. I think is a great spot. Forget about reaching the front lines. This kills any reinforcements. Neeb can't warp anything in. Warp Prism's killed. Adepts are getting chunked down by the Lurkers, trapped within their own force fields.
I don't think Neeb realized that there were Lurkers until just now, so he does finally sat down.
He had an observer, though. The observer had clear vision of them. There's no way he didn't know. Maybe he didn't realize, but he knew.
Yeah, he saw, but did he see? Well, getting caught from behind is still a really good move by Serral, even if he knew it was incoming. Neeb was stuck between a rock and a hard place. But his Robo, a second Robo and his Robotics Bay are only just finishing up. +3 is on the way as well as Blink. But it might be too late. He was running out of steam. He was really relying on a lot of sentries to help him out. And they got hit by the Banelings while the Lurkers made any retreat impossible. Oh, okay, that's gonna be game.
Yeah, that sounds
really?
about right.
Really? Not just tapping out right there, Neeb?
I mean, he can still warp into depth, Zombie Grub. Don't forget.
Someone's 7 minutes goes
No,
down.
this really is like, okay, we've moved on to Disruptors. This is the correct step, but it's too late. He's too far behind. Serral would really have to throw this game for Neeb to win, but so much this goes back to me. Like, I understand Neeb's attempts to go for the earlier attacks with the Adepts. In fact, I love his aggression with them. It was just perplexing to see him take this to the, like, 13-minute mark.
Yeah, nothing but Adepts for 13 minutes is quite a long time. I really thought he was going to transition as well after getting maybe just enough drones to try, but he just continued on. So that's going to set us into game 3 with Serral being up 2-0. Going to go to a 2-minute commercial break. See you guys soon. Welcome back. It is game number 3, potentially the last game in the series. The bottom left, up 2-0. It's the Blue Zerg, Serral.
And his opponent on his last life, but I'm now realizing it might not matter. I'll explain why in a moment. It's Neeb! But I'm just now realizing if Neeb knows Bjorn's out, maybe Neeb just doesn't care. Like to be clear, like the Adept style is not one that's going to take a lot of energy or difficulty to pull off out of someone like Neeb who does it all the time. Like it's a hard enough strategy to pull off as we're witnessing him losing with it. But for him, if he knows that he's just going to get a walkover afterwards, it's kind of like, I'll put on a good show for the fans, but how hard do I really want to try?
He still has to beat Snoot if he loses here.
Oh, I thought you said that did the losers in the match not play first?
No, the last 2 matches were the preliminaries. This is the winners, and then the losers would have happened. And then there's the decider. Right? I'm not the one that's crazy.
I don't know. I'm asking you. I joined in late, so I just misunderstood. That's my bad.
Yeah, this is the winners, and whoever wins this is good to go, and whoever loses this should have been facing Bjol, who lost against Serral, but now Snoot gets a def win against Bjol, and then he's awaiting in the decider. So I was like, man, you're being awfully BM the Snoot. I mean, Neeb beat him once, but I don't think he's a walkover. Nah, yeah, he's not quite out of the woodworks yet, so I would be a little bit concerned, actually, as Neeb. I mean, he got the 3-1 win, and honestly, the one win that Snoot got felt like almost a bit of a fluke after you saw the rest of the games that Neeb won. Like, how did Snoot get that one win? Because late game Protoss looks pretty good. But, yeah, Snoot's still a very powerful contender. Yeah, I thought maybe another person forfeited, though, because you're typing. I was like, oh, I don't have to cast anymore? But,
no,
yeah.
sorry, I'm speaking with Ice Wolfie about his bugged out bits.
Yeah, that's what I figured after. Unfortunate though, yeah, it's the math. I don't bother mathing on stream this late in the cast, so the math really didn't add up there. But anyways, Proxima Station could be a very long game. This might just be where Neeb gets that one victory back, point on the board, all that jazz, as he has been playing to the late game versus Snoots. But maybe that's just because he knows Snoot will play the late game with him. You know, whereas Serral can be a little more aggressive. But speaking of aggressive, Proxy Oracle comes in here to the main base, And Serral is a little undefended. He has a Spore Crawler on the way, but was probably anticipating it from the main base. Then it would have been timed out perfectly, and there's actually no Spore Crawler at the natural. Thank God the Oracle runs out of energy eventually, because 8 drones isn't that bad. That bad. But the Oracle lives, and a second Oracle is on the way. It knows there's no Spore Crawler at that natural, and it's going to have some time to get maybe even 5 or 6 more. Oh, or just go home. You know, that's cool. That's fine. Alright then. Phoenix follow-up. Sure.
Yeah, and sorry for contributing so hard for this game. So just letting people know what's going on. We did the math, and Ice Wolfie's bits definitely bugged out. It sucks because it happens from time to time. And normally it's like a couple hundred bits, so nobody really cares. But the guy slammed it. He came in slamming and destroyed the bit boss, but didn't get credit for it. So we've given him the portrait code as a thank you. You can still win one if you're the bit boss by the end of Zombie upstream, but I've given Ice Wolfie's one to or Ice Wolfie one to basically say thanks for the support, but also sorry for the boss bugging out the way it did.
Yeah, I just can't deal with that much of an overkill.
Yeah, I mean the thing about these portrait codes, guys, like we are not allowed to, nor would we ever actually sell any, but we've had offers for quite a bit. Like we've had low ball offers for like 100, high ball for 250, because like you can't get these anywhere else. So maybe use the code in game and feels the value of it, or maybe he ends up trying to recoup his losses. I don't know.
We're not going to judge. It's out of our hands now. Yeah. It's still really cool. I mean, it's created a lot of hype. Love hearing that sound after all. But, how's this game like? Unfortunately, Neeb's second Oracle, well, I swear I could have gotten maybe a couple more drones. He just played it safe and brought it back home and is now splitting them up, so maybe stasis traps in the future. Serral is going for a Hydra Sten already on 3 bases, and he has been pretty aggressive with his Ling Bailing Hydra, so I wouldn't expect much difference on Proxima Station, where those Hydra busts can even be very gruesome. Neeb's chronoing out that Resonant Glaives. He has a Forge, he's not using it quite yet. There we go. Sylvaning Probe's gonna get his gases eventually too, so I don't think he's gonna be all-inning with the depths. No, he's not. But he is sending the ones that he has forward here, and it's a nice number. It's enough to definitely be scared of as a Zerg player, especially when you don't have any Banelings and you're only just getting your Hydras. In fact, Serral just immediately pulls, realizing that he's in a bad spot here. If he had even 4 Banelings, maybe that'd be totally different. But not the case. Lings can't deal with it. They're up against a wall. Oracle's gonna swoop in and okay, this is Spore Crawler. Whew.
He's actually, this is kind of something we've seen consistently out of the Koreans too, but the emphasis on the stasis traps rather than diving in for damage is cool. I love these Adepts though, where we didn't see these getting much done before. They're doing well this game, but the Hydras are still having no problem contesting this. I mean, the Adepts lost 10 health, Hydras gained 10. Like, it's a simultaneous like double buff in a way. So it's really difficult for Neeb to make use of these Adepts.
Yeah. But the amount of time that he bought and 12 drones, 13 with the Oracle, maybe that was worth the sacrifice of the army. But it is a very scary point now, as he is only just building up from his Robo. He doesn't have a ton of sentries, a ton of energy on his Mothership Core. This is by far the scariest point I think he's going to be at. And Serral is looking to take advantage of it, maybe. Oh, no, that's the Great Overlord Migration. Is he going to spread creep? We haven't seen that in a while.
Ah, he is. Okay, I was wondering about this. I'm like, this is a little bit much for drop overlords, right? There's not that many units. You wouldn't need this many overlords, but the Great Highway commences construction.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So not only will the Lings be reinforcing very, very quickly, but the Hydra is pretty quick as well. Almost gets that 1 sentry. Let's get it. Gateway's gonna go down, and while these were most just the wall, I think Neeb expected an incoming attack and was willing to give these up. He has to make sure to compensate for it later.
Well, the pylon only holds for so long. The force fields will eventually break. The thing is, though, unlike previously, Serral doesn't have like a 40 supply lead. Hydras are great. Lings are good against what we see out here, but the army supply to Neeb is actually pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had the time to build up his army. That one period where he was down about 20, 30 with an incoming force is long past now, and Serral is at a point where he may need to go ahead and think about taking this base, because he is the one that's kind of getting to an all-in state here. He didn't go for upgrades, he didn't go for a 4th base. He's only at 47 drones. He really didn't remake many from that earlier attack, and I'm not sure this is going to work, especially without Banelings. Yeah, this army's not going to stand up. And I think Neeb might have just put a point on the board for himself. His 4th base is already on the way, whereas Serral is still waiting.
The Immortals are doing a pretty good job soaking damage, which is nice to see. Neeb pushing out maybe a bit aggressively even, but the Adepts will get too far away from the army, so they fight the Hydras one-on-one without the support of the Immortals. Bit of an awkward trade there.
A little bit, but not enough to, I think, make Neeb sweat. He knows that the army of the Zerg player is running out. He's probably clicking on the Hydras, wondering where the upgrade's at, and there aren't any. Nothing but Immortals left over. The sentries will go down, and the barriers have been popped on some of them, but there's just not enough to Hydralisk.
I really liked, actually taking this back to the other day, when Bly was doing this, regardless of that weird Ravager strategy, one thing he was very decisively doing was popping all the barriers and then walking away, waiting for them to go on cooldown. But anyways, Neeb takes a much better game 3 than he had for game 1 or 2.
Yeah. Serral went for a bit of an all-in, though, which is interesting. Like, I'm pretty sure it was decided before he took the damage from the Adepts, because he wasn't going for any upgrades whatsoever. And usually you put in like a +1 melee or something, but it didn't work. So that's awkward. So there's 5 series that are now going on at the same time, as it has officially reached that timer of Group A and B starting. So they're starting simultaneously, and all of the matches of those groups are starting as well. And this one is happening. So
all the casters are in this game, and none of the other 5 matches are getting covered, is what I'm hearing.
Wardy literally just asked, like, wait, is that true? And okay, so Naruto is hoping that maybe the series ends soon so that people can choose. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of games in a lot of places.
Interesting. Well, because I don't actually know so are you sticking around for the rest of this? Are you big rolling it up, or are you tapping out after this series? Or I don't actually know when I gotta go YOLO on this.
I just want to do the I'm tapping out after this series.
Okay. So Rift can get XSplit open is what I hear. Gotcha.
Yeah.
This also means then that, like I said, we have a couple of bit bosses that we'll be dancing around with. Funny thing is, I'm going to have a different bit boss than Zombie Grub, so she does have boss loot, the portrait code for those. Like, whoever's at the end of the stream today will be the one, blah, 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 blah. So get in while you can. I think the bits are low, right? Because they're bugged out, so it's not like 10k. It's like a, 100 health boss?
It's 100. Snipe hunt.
Yeah. I loved LT Pilot and others in chat saying like, oh, I got mine for $5, smiley face. Yeah, the thing is, like, this was part of a really awesome campaign we ran 2 years ago. We just had a couple of leftovers. We're trying to just give them all away so we can get them off our minds. So, I mean, the thing is, like, this boss loot thing's kind of a fun way to do it. These codes are absolutely valuable because the fact that you can't get them anywhere else or anymore makes them incredibly rare, too. So for those who have them, awesome, and you should definitely feel cool about having them. And for those who are trying to get them, I mean, we've only got like less than a dozen left after this, so there's really not that many more. So if you can snag them up for 100 bits, get on it.
Yeah, that'd be the way to go. Players are ready. I think we're just waiting for another observer.
Yep. Although that's probably where it gets confusing, is people may have left to go to the other series.
Hopefully no one preemptively did that. Put a cat cam on while we wait, because while they're not in the hammock, they're sleeping over here. There we go. Now we're all cats. Well, you're just a hammock, but I have 2 cats.
Who are we getting mad at in chat here? I want to join in.
Well, some guy was saying that we are preferential to people who donate, and that he used the word racist for poor people, which is a whole other issue.
I know who you're talking about. I saw that too. I was just like, the guy's
but
a
then
dumb troll.
I literally thought about asking to use ad block, and I was like, you know what, whatever. I'll just try and talk to him like a civilized person. He was like, well, that's why I use ad block, and I was like, okay, well then.
You bring out the ad block, you can GTFO.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah, potentially still the last game here. on Belshire Vestige. In the bottom right, as the blue Zerg, it is Serral.
And his opponents opposite of him, top left, we've got the red Protoss Neeb working his way to a comeback.
Yeah, a little bit. Defended a very aggressive attack by Serral. There's a pretty interesting one as well. I don't see many upgradeless Hydra busts, I think. I'm pretty sure it comes with at least one upgrade. That one didn't hit quite as hard as Serral was hoping.
New. So by the way, I'm trying to find the brackets here. I'm looking at the Wikipedia now. So is it all of the remaining groups? Like basically when I take over, I'm only gonna be casting one group. Is that how that works? Well, less than one group, I guess.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm just gonna address this because this was actually brought up yesterday too. Rifkin's been bailing a lot. So I mean, part of that's true. I've just straight up been sick. But part of it also is that the timing on this is less than accurate on what we planned for. Like Zombie and I think bestly hoped to split these casts in half, right? So she would take like the first half, then she could spend the rest of the day with her mom or whatever doing birthday stuff type thing. That's how it worked out yesterday.
My mom left me for Ocean City, so it's fine.
Feels bad, man. Spend time with her cats, then whatever. My point is that we tried to divvy up the workload fairly, but it didn't work out. And like, I mean, context too. I've been around for a couple hours, and Zangrub didn't feel the need to like pull me in until recently. So it's whatever, guys. Like, anyone who wants to try and make something out of it, I guarantee you that you are the only one trying to make something out of it.
Yeah, it's funny though because earlier today I had a lot of people like saying that they were asking me where I was yesterday afternoon. Like, why did Rifkin solo all day? And I was like, he didn't solo all day.
I never claimed to either, just to put your mind at ease.
I didn't even think of that. But yeah.
I'm like, oh guys, I've been here for 13 hours. I'm so tired. The cat's like one best of 5.
Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of misconceptions. Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, you check enough Dayquil and take enough Tylenol together, you feel like you've been casting for 13 hours. I was so loopy yesterday. Oh my god.
I was gonna say, either feels like it takes forever or it's the fastest thing ever. Like you're there on cloud 9 the entire time.
I guess that's most drug trips in general, right? You're either having a good time or a bad time.
It's bad trip, bad StarCraft trip.
Bad trip. All right, well, Neeb, he's still in his last life. That was a great game to come back with, cool. But it wasn't like a dominating win. It was like a kind of okay, eventually won type thing. And I don't want to take anything away from him. I'm not trying to degrade his playstyle or talk negatively on him. But like Serral is such a good opponent and I love that these two are actually pretty well matched for another. Otherwise, you wouldn't see this look like this. Because with Neeb and like with Protoss too, but Neeb specifically, it is really all or nothing. Either he's gonna have like a really good game or a really bad game, and there's not a lot of in betweens for him. And that's a lot to do with his playstyle.
Yes. He can sometimes be very polarizing in that, so his games versus Snoot look just like Protoss is so cool. Neeb is so good at this game, and then versus Serral has actually been a bit of an uphill climb, with his only win so far coming from catching Serral off guard for like 10 seconds and then defending, deflecting and all in. So this might be the real test. I mean, it's kind of a cool storyline if you really wanted to hype it up a little bit more. It is still the group stages, but like Serral and Neeb, both those guys on the top of the EU ladder, even if Neeb is in America, both pretty young. Although I think Serral is still younger, because Neeb is now 19. Although Serral might be, is he 18? Because he just graduated, is what I remember. The point is, both very, very young, and both, of course, different races. So there's a bit of a storyline here. And if they both got out, then he could continue on tomorrow. But Snoot's still waiting to interject.
Yeah, I mean, Serral's definitely Finnish, and Neeb is definitely American.
Yes. Wait, did I ever say Finnish?
Very different races.
Oh, well, is that really race?
Wow, Zombie Grub. Wow.
I'm racist to Finnish people and poor people, apparently.
Oh, you know what's a little bit awkward? If you go to Wikipedia, I had to actually, because I had to look up. I couldn't remember if Serral was Finnish or Swedish, but if you actually go to Wikipedia right now, It shows Serral on his Wikipedia page as number 1 on WCS, but when you actually click it, you can see both Neeb and Nurchio are above him. Very interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Lings run in, Lings run out. I'm gonna be done there.
Can't explain that.
Nah.
Oh my god, I hope you guys just made so many Bill O'Reilly like memes after that thing with Snoot.
I wanted
Attack
to.
goes in, attack comes out. You can't explain that.
No, not really. But I really was hoping that someone would have made like a GIF of it. Ah!
I don't care that this got timed out in chat. Zombie Grub, your manners match your face.
I thought that
Well,
was
Zombie
amazing.
Grub, I think you have terrible manners.
No, I was amazing. Like that's. I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
I have the best manners, so yes, I have the best face. And you know what they say about women with big hands, right?
What?
Big penis.
What's wrong with you? I think my manners are perfect, just like me.
There you go. Okay, well, we actually have the follow-up at Neeb this time leading towards what's possibly Storms. I think it's pretty clear. We've talked, and I've dogged even a little bit on Neeb for, like, you know, playing the same thing every time. But at the same time, Serral's gone Hydras pretty quickly every game. Lings, Banelings to accommodate. Oh, this is a little bit annoying. I got a few more probes than I thought it would. 6 dead.
Yeah, probably more than both players thought it would, too. But right, charge on the way, +1, and yeah, Serral doing the same old, same old. I mean, the other maps that he's used this on, I feel like, are just such some, like, the maps that I think of when I think of Hydra, Ling, Baneling attack, Newkirk, and Proxima. Belshir, really not so much, and I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's played less than I anticipate. I feel like Belshir was one of the standard maps, but really, we've had a lot of Undergrounds and Proxima, and... Well, regardless, there are still opportunities to try and bust the Protoss player. I think some of that has to do with the fact that it's a bit more complicated of a third position. You're either going through the rocks, you have to break down the rocks first. Thank you to Nelisuna for the 1,500 bits on top of the bits from earlier. Taking that bit boss spot. Lucien Phoenix trying to scout out exactly what's going on. Wants to see if it really is just pure Ling, Baneling, Hydra, or maybe you can see a transition on the way. No transition yet. Even as these Lings get a couple of probes. Okay, they're gonna die.
Are there any Zerg units that start with a T?
No.
Damn.
Sorry. I was pretty
thinking,
sure
like,
about that.
Cause I don't know why this just jogged my mind, but it's like LGBTQ or whatever, right? Would be like Lings, Bangs, Queens. Like,
LG? G?
well, that's... Well, so that's what I'm trying to think of, like, for the last couple letters that I'm missing, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't think it does.
Yeah, those Banelings with the G silent at the start.
Does something start with an A?
Banelings.
I love that it's just like the Gweens.
The Queens. Well, look, Guardians. There you go.
Oh, we gotta go back to Brood War 2? Okay.
I said Zerg units. I didn't say Zerg units in Legacy of the Void, did I?
It's true. I get some non-canon units in here.
That could be the T. True. He's a Zerg player.
You can't count pro gamers. I was willing to take names of people in the game. You can't count pro gamers.
It'd be Lings, Guardians, Banelings, Queens. True.
No. No.
He's a proud player too. He's got that pride.
I don't know what to say about that. So let's move on. +2's almost done.
This is kind of dangerous territory. But you know what else is dangerous territory? The natural base! Oh, it's a lot of units going over there for that segue, but they get chased off, and now in the middle of the map, he's going to find the Templar. Storm's trying to land atop the Lings. Not quite hitting the mark, but the Banelings actually zoned out by the force fields. This is really back and forth.
Yeah, it is. Banelings do eventually crash into enough units to maybe be worthwhile. Storms have to cover a lot of space, so Serral ends up leaving with a lot of the Hydra still alive, and it ends up being a pretty even fight here. They're on equal upgrades, roughly even bases, and Serral isn't really using this one and it's about to die, and even workers.
You know what else goes back and forth? The bee. The banelings.
Oh. Okay. I see what you did there. I see.
Yeah. Ah.
I got it. I got it. I love your segue, though. It really, to me, was a segue.
Yo, I had some really good segues yesterday. Morty had his mind blown by my segue power.
Oh,
okay?
I believe that you have good segues, but that one wasn't one of them. It was kind of like you were on one of those segues that moves, and you just kind of like
no, that
went
was
off a cliff.
That was a segue to run away from the topic at hand.
You just flew off a cliff. You're like, this is
That was
preferable.
one where you get on and you just hold down the acceleration and don't let up.
Infested Terran. That starts with an I. God, you guys.
Yeah, but like in brackets, right?
Alright.
Storms have not been hitting the mark this game, but the Immortals are powering through. The Archons are still looking good. And Neeb's got +3 finishing up in a moment. So these fights have already been going pretty well for him. I see for Serral, like, maybe he shouldn't be pushing off of creep. I don't know, but like these fights don't look nearly as convincing as they did in both Game 1 and Game 2.
Yeah, he is losing out. Now he's going to try and get to a Hive and a Spire, and he has managed to trade successfully that Neeb doesn't feel super confident going into his own air, so he's not preempting this with a Tempest swap, at least not yet. Serral also has a lot of creep spread that if Neeb ever does think there's an opportunity to push forward, he will definitely be on creep for a very long time. Oh, no, no, Queen, no, no! 15 more Banelings, a couple more Hydras, but can this army really do anything against what is just purely Archon Storm Immortal? Tumors? That doesn't count.
Creep tumors for the T. I like the people trying to pull up the terrace. That's not a bad one. But I like tumors, actually. That's pretty good. Because they spread the love, dude.
I still can't get over your Gweens.
My Gweens? I would not mind if that became a meme. I'm just going to actually say Gweens from now on.
What did I call suit yesterday?
but here's the question: How do you spell that though? Is it like GWEEN?
It's a linguine without the L.
A linguine, the French word for vegetables.
That's a legume.
Yeah, a linguine.
Linguine is a pasta.
Linguine.
Okay.
Oh my god. This does not go so hot for Neeb. Serral ends up crushing that left side, which allows him to collapse. And now the Immortals, well, hold the phone. If the drones, funny enough, might be able to deal with this. I think the Lynx coming in will too. The Archons have been removed, but Charge Lot's coming from behind. This got really, really tight, but both players take an excellent fight, but Serral will hold on.
Yeah.
He didn't even pull all the drones too. That's what I loved about the finesse there. It was like he pulled 8, 9, whatever. Like he was still mining while that was going on.
And with that attack not quite working out, Neeb has now depleted his bank and reinforcements instead of the transition to Tempests, and Serral is about to finish up his Greater Spire. He's got a couple Corruptors on the way. One of the rare opportunities you see where the Broodlords are just going to quote, totally be ahead of the Protoss' defense.
So you gotta look at this in chat. I googled Gween. And what the fuck is this?
Gween Seraphoo.
It's a fucking giraffe.
What is it called? Gween? Oh, Gween Toys. Oh, I feel like it's like the derpy Spider-Man saying Gwen. Queen, please.
Queen, Uncle Bean had something to say to me. He said, with great poor came great responsibility. Turns out Peter Park is just really bad with his vowels.
Yeah. Regard responsibility.
Regard, Queen, Lagard.
Man, I'm the one that's been awake for 9 hours.
Yeah, but you know I'm easily roped in with your bullshit.
God.
Okay, well this is just to remind everyone where we are in the series. The winner's match. There's no real hard repercussions for losing, but it is about not having to play another best of 5, specifically against Snoot. And Neeb is still the one on the ropes for this. If he wins this game, it goes to game 5. Cool, awesome. If he doesn't though, then we'll just have 12 zombie rub die basically. Show this forever.
I really will. Oh god, Serral's taking this space even. His creep spread. I don't think Neeb has had a single observer with this army ever. Like, no creep is being cleaned up. He has no blink either, so he really doesn't have any defense against the Broodlords, but it's coming down to a base trade. Oh boy, it's exactly what I need.
Zamgum's just like, hold me, I can't.
Oh no, this is perfect. I'm at that high point of loopy. Oh, okay, not quite a base trade, just a base trade base.
Well, I think that's the problem for Serral, though. He really has to commit to a base trade or not, because right now, his army is not the fast-moving Ling Hydra that it was for most of this game. The fact that he's moved to Broodlords means he's got these great units that don't go anywhere very quickly.
That is true. They're quite slow. So, third base goes down. Fourth base already being remade. Oh my god, that's a lot of larva. And the larva doesn't reattach to your hotkey. Well, the larva's attached to your hotkey, so he might never remember to use that larva. So this game continues on. Neeb even has the army supply, but it's just they can't deal with the Broodlords directly. But if you can avoid them or catch them without support, then maybe. Thank you to JP Polivera, sure, for the 38-month resub.
Sounds Italian.
It does.
Do you like noodles? Because I love linguine.
Sounds like it comes from Olive Garden.
Gwen Stefani? Gwen Stefani?
Oh, the great probe surrounds! No!
I don't know if it's worth using Banelings,
Right?
and Serral realizes that too. But he's actually going to lose the hatchery if he doesn't stop it. He didn't kill enough probes.
Oh.
Oh,
no,
no.
it's gonna kill it!
It's a kill, not a cancel. But okay, thrusting himself into the heart of Serral's. He's between the main, the natural, the third, the fourth. Like, this is tough to deal with, but the Broodlords might still be good enough. The Stalkers blink to the side. The Storm's trying to hit. I don't know about the ground army for Serral, but if these Broodlords live through the initial attack, they will probably win the game. But the Archons are finally getting underneath them. He's starting to walk away. Hydras are taking out the Stalkers. No more Stalkers. Can he keep these alive?
He's warping in 3 Zealots, in fact.
5. Yo, 5 more Broodlords, though. He's using... Neeb's used everything to kill the first Broodlords. These additional 5 might just be too many.
Yeah, and they're going to be over a bit of a space that the Archons might not be able to reach too comfortably. Ling's been attacking this over here, by the way. That's why he warped in a couple of Zealots. Oh, the Deparation. He canceled them to remake them. That's how desperate he was. This is looking quite tight. I mean, I was going to really critique Serral's lack of transfuses, but his queens died, honestly, before the Broodlord took much damage. And the game is just gonna... It's gonna get real wonky here, as now maybe it's a base trade. These Broodlords have to be so careful with how they attack.
I guess there's enough. I was actually a little bit worried that, like, could Neeb actually base trade, though? Would Broodlings eventually whittle away at his army too much from all the buildings dying? But I think the Broodlords are gonna be a bigger problem than the Broodlings.
That's it for the Broodlords. Every Ling counts, so even tagging a and overcharge once is pretty bad. Cannon here too. Army looking for something to kill. Finally finds a base. Finds the drone. Serral does not have enough minerals to remake a hatchery. He has a long distance mine to his main base. He has a couple of... Maybe he forgot... I mean, he hid them, but maybe he'll forget about them. They could be really important. There's not going to be much production, even regardless if he kills these gateways or not.
Yeah, that Void Ray is the decision not to make any more probes. It's the last thing coming, and it might just deal with the Broodlords, funny enough. I don't know, man. Like, this is gonna be pretty down to the wire. Storms and Archons are unreliable. There's a lot of terrain that Serral can and should abuse here.
This is his base too. I forgot about this one. It's gonna be found out though, so I don't think it's gonna be able to mine for very long. But he manages to mine enough to get 300 minerals again. So
yeah, he starts moving elsewhere.
Yeah, this is.
I kind of wish he would just go all in. Like, you throw spine crawlers down, anything to hold on to this one base, right? Like, this is... He's not going to be able to... If he pulls away now, then the Broodlords can't commit, and he'll just run away to another base, and that's fine. But the idea is all these drones have got to go now. They can't sit around for much longer, and there we go.
Yeah. Still 31 drones to roam around with and try and mine somewhere. Maybe try and take this space, hope that Neeb never notices. Ling's still trying to make sure that no more production's on the way, although officially now, Neeb can't make anything else. Oh, no, the feedbacks go down before the transfuses can. That was pretty important. The Hydras
He
need
needs to get that last shot on the Void Ray. He knows this too. He's staying away from the Hydras. One more shot. Shoot the Void Ray.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
He can't get it. The Brulers are gonna die. Serral's gonna lose this game.
Zombie Grove, I got bad news. It's going to game 5, Zombie Grove. I'm sorry, it's gonna happen. No. He's at 299 minerals. He can't build another hatchery.
He made 16 lings instead. Why?
Because he couldn't build another hatchery.
I thought he had enough minerals to build another hatchery.
He had 299.
He definitely had 400, so I don't remember what else he built, but...
Oh, maybe it's because of the lings.
Well,
regardless,
it doesn't matter.
The thing is, Neeb can't actually build anything else. So these lings are going for the full-on base trade. Like, this isn't a trade, even. This is a race. This is try to kill all the buildings before Neeb decides to come home and stop him.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking a long, like, I think Neeb thinks there's more minerals in Serral's bank.
Oh, the mothership core is going to save the day.
She's eventually
going to have the overcharge.
Yeah. Yeah.
She goes AFK. Ah!
Most of the drones been taken down, only 3 more. And Neeb is going to finally come back home.
This is such a sick last move out of Serral that I really actually applaud this choice, but it's not going to cut it. GG! We're going to go to game number 5.
The cat cam's on, but my face is just a big old smile, I'm telling you.
Zombie, I've just got her wisdom teeth out.
Okay.
Well, this also means one last chance for you guys to get the Bit Boss before this stream concludes, and I take over for my stream.
Yeah, it's currently 1,400 bits for health, so if you can beat it, then you get that portrait code. We're going to go to a break as I set up the last lobby. It is the last game of the winner series. In the bottom left is the red Zerg. It is Serral.
And in the upper right, the American Dream. It lives through this guy. Give it up for Neeb. Also, we got a donation that we missed out on. Sorry about that. Thank you very much to XP2304. $30 with no message. But I just want to make sure that everybody is perfectly aware and crystal clear about this, because we've been mentioning it here and there. If you guys are hoping to help out Home Story Cup and XP, I'll look for you in chat for your response to this. If you guys want to help out with Home Story Cup and donate to Home Story Cup, yeah, it's a Cannon Rush. You gotta go to TaKeTV's channel and donate through there. I get it, it's a Cannon Rush, okay?
It's not for you!
I know. You gotta go to their channel and donate to their donation bar. Our channel, our donations actually go to our tournament that we're running in the background of ours, the Mega Tournament fundraiser, and so that $30 will fund a nice home over there. But XP2304, if you would like us to send that $30 over to TaKeTV because maybe you didn't know, please let us know in chat. And if not, thank you for helping us with our event.
Sarah's Overlord is just like A-Side UK.
Yeah. Can we get some Ace
though,
IDKs in chat, guys?
Yeah, it's very weird to see a Cannon Rush, but like it's so fitting. But it's unfortunate for Neeb, I think, because the Overlord usually goes the other direction. You know, first one goes over here, second one goes over there. It's not supposed to see this building. I mean, Serral might still respond incorrectly, but he's supposed to be totally surprised by it. So it's a weird thing going on here.
Well, of course, the cannon on the outside does cover the cannons on the inside, and this is like Polar Night with Haas, man. I'm having like weird flashbacks of PTSD.
Yeah, those are such a-dong. Alright, this isn't the gateway version, which we did see earlier. I saw earlier with some other Protoss I was casting that I don't remember. So there's no Zealot follow-up, and there is an even further delayed Warp Gate and Nexus. Even a Castiel? No nice room for you. But that hatchery is Dunzo. Dead. And there's no escape. Zergs have another option though besides a lair and a Nidus Storm to get out, however, which is like another reason Cannon Rushes aren't as popular, and that's drop Overlords. But Serral hasn't decided what he's gonna do yet.
Thank you, Sir Sizzle, for the Muxies. That's a cute little thing. A little winky wink.
Yeah, winky. Okay, there's the drop Overlord. Was there an evolution chamber? Okay, I just missed it. It was next to the extractor, so I thought it wasn't extracting.
I almost wish this was like a drop overlord just to expand. Like, you just get the drone out of the base. But this is a clever move nonetheless. I like the idea of just going around the cannons. Like, you mentioned no notice room for you, kind of jokingly, but in seriousness, there needs to be a way out of the base. And if you can't go for like a fast Nidus, this is not a bad alternative.
No, it's not. But it does mean that you're committing to an attack, I think, because even if you come from, you know, the back and the front, I don't think you take down 4 cannons without a lot more lings and a couple of roaches. But he doesn't... He could turn this into Overlord. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Alright. We'll see if that ends up working. I mean, there's only 1 cannon at the front, but an Adept is already on the way, and there's not that many lings. They're going to be coming, of course, via the Overlord. If Neeb gets eyes on this, I don't know. He doesn't have eyes on it, however, so it doesn't matter. Entire unload of the lings.
Yeah. There's no mothership core. It's just the Adept, a cannon at the front. This is such a clever move out of Serral and such a smart way to get around this.
Yeah. Big surprise for Neeb. Only 1 Adept is not enough to take care of this. His transferring probes are goners anyways. There's no pylon in the main base, even if it was a mothership core. Only a pylon at the natural, and the rest of his pylons are over here. He might have to lose his main base. And I'm not sure where the game goes on from that.
I mean, it would put them both on one base, which would be great, but he's going for probe kills, and I don't know that that's the right move, to be honest. We see some really good dodging right now. He kills enough to even up the worker count, at least.
Yeah, with a Stargate, the Oracle's going to be able to help out versus the Lings, and a Phoenix could pop out and just put an end to any more Overlord drops, and Serral is only just now getting a way to deflect, to deal with the cannons, and that's by waiting for a bunch of corrosive biles. I mean, 15 probes, not too shabby. A couple more as they're low. What was that? Oh, 16. But wasn't enough. Waddle, waddle, waddle.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Well, Ravagers will eventually get the job done. I actually really like how he split the shots between the cannons, too. It's a bit silly, of course, but efficient.
Wait. Just kidding. I thought they were going to kill the Ravagers. But, okay, didn't have enough energy.
As you say, with all that energy it has, Zombie Grub, of course. You know, if it really needed some energy, what it would do is drink some G Fuel. Can we get a sponsorship? Hello?
G Fuel.
Some Gatorade. You drink some Red Bull. Maybe some Monster. Come on, anybody? Please?
Anybody?
We use sponsorship?
Yeah,
I love the transfuses. Nicely done.
Yeah. I mean, he waited like 5 more seconds to get like 5 more energy, so it was never going to kill all the Ravagers. Finally, the Phoenix pops out.
Sometimes when I got a headache, my health's feeling low, then I pop a name brand Tylenol or Advil to alleviate the pain.
How sad would
like
that be if we were sponsored by pain relievers? StarCraft is such a pain to cast. I just can't wait to pop a Tylenol.
You ever get frustrated playing ladder? Having anxiety? Can't find ways to calm down?
Pop a Xanax.
Feeling depressed about those losses?
Oh no, that would be my sponsorship as an American.
I know, I was going to say, you got like a million antidepressant ads, but the Nidus Worm is a very interesting choice. I think we knew it was coming to this direction one way or another, but the problem is, Serral actually doesn't have any vision for this right now, so his best bet for this Nidus Worm is just plopping it right outside the front door, saying, hey, how are you? Unless he gets inside with the Lings!
Okay, well, shit. He saw the Nidus Worm. The Adepts barely have enough vision to see that, but it's already on its way out in whatever. Same guy donates us $30. Thank you very much, because he liked what we said.
Definitely for BaseTradeTV. That's awesome, dude. We're going to put that money towards the Mega Tournament fundraiser. Thank you kindly for your contribution. Make awesome content with it. Queens unload, tumors come down, and this is going to be a bit of a pain, because there's not just queens. There's roaches, ravagers, and a really good army coming with it. A probe pull from Neeb is going to be absolutely necessary. Both gateways get canceled. Production going to be a bit lost. I guess hoping to get something in the overcharge range, but not quite happening just yet.
3 oracles soon enough, and that is a lot of firepower, but there's also a couple of transfuses. Now Spore Crawler's coming in here. He knows Neeb is going to try and get more Stargate units first and foremost.
Well, it's all he can do, really. He knows the gateways got canceled. There's no production other than that Stargate. You're relying on like Void Rays or Oracles or anything.
I was going to say, maybe Neeb should go ahead and throw some actual cannons. He has a Forge after all. Too late for that.
I think the problem is they would just get Ravager down like everything has been so far. But Oracle's not going to be a problem. It's the Pylon is the biggest threat. The Spore Cars finish up. GG!
Oh, Serral does it. Serral wins and doesn't have to play any more games today.
He ends Zombie Grub's misery simultaneously.
Yeah, almost 9.5 hours. They had
Feels good, man.
done a couple base trades, but in a smooth 10.
Well, thank you for carrying the cast. I certainly appreciate it. Leaving me with a little bit less than a group to go. I guess we'll do one last set of ads before we swap out. Of course, you guys have until the stream for Zombie Grub goes offline. We'll see who the bit boss is, and I'll award them a portrait code. Woo! So it's the last chance to snipe each other out before I turn my stream on. Of course, it resets on my side. But Zombie Grub, I guess, you're tired. So let me say your shout-outs for you.
You want to do a break first?
Oh, I thought we were just going to do break straight into transition.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, you can do it.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed her casting, make sure to follow her on Twitter at ZG Gaming, here on Twitch at Zombie Grub. She's got a YouTube channel she's working on as well, and the affiliate links down below for Amazon benefit her directly. Of course, if you want to help both of us out, check out the Corsair links, consider subscribing to the channel, etc., etc. Shout out to Zombie Grub for doing such a great job today. One last time, Zombie Grub, thank you very much.
Yay. Yay, me. Thanks, Rifkin. Bye, guys. Take one last look at the cats. I'm going to break.